Yo, what's good, y'all, man? So, this is genuinely gonna be my last video ever like this. I'm never gonna make a video like this again, but, obviously you guys know what's all going on. You guys saw me getting arrested. You guys saw Cold Blue's video and everything. And, I did a reaction to it, kind of like, oh, no, this wasn't right. This is how it happened, da-da-da-da-da. But genuinely, during the last few weeks, I've done a lot of just, like, inward reflection, and I've been talking to my fiance a lot, and I just kind of came to realize, what I was doing wrong. And I also came to realize that truly your boy was spiraling, I was genuinely losing the plot. And I have to say, like, genuinely, I feel like a hypocrite, because just a couple videos ago, I was saying how what Alex was doing was a distraction from the bigger mission, and then I come along doing what I was doing, and if anything, it was an even bigger distraction from the mission, you know what I mean? Now, I had to pay 6+ figures for my lawyer fees, and then my fans' lawyer fees and everything, and that money could have been used for the betterment of society, but now it's being used in the legal system, you know what I mean? And it's just completely unnecessary, and it's completely my fault. And while I still don't think I committed a crime, I still do think that, genuinely, I was just being not only just an ass, but annoying, and I come to realize that, genuinely, streaming makes me the worst of me, thinking back on it. Every quote-unquote controversy, not even quote-unquote, every controversy and everything that I've ever got into, anytime I trended on Twitter for something negative, it's always been for some streaming clip, like the first one that comes to mind is the Pokimane situation. Then the second one that comes to mind is, the Logan Paul thing. And then besides all that, like, bro, I've been in countless beefs, and a majority, I would say probably like 85% of those beefs have come from streaming, and I think what it is genuinely is, I don't think it's a good thing to just look at a chat for hours on end, and you're just like, in real time, getting opinions of people. And then, I know probably some of my other streamers can attest to this. You see somebody in the chat say boring or L stream or something like that, and then it flips a switch in you where you want to be more entertaining and you want to, pump up the levels and everything. You want to entertain. And I think the reason why I gravitated so much to streaming is because I think I'm just like an instant gratification person, and there's no better instant gratification than you streaming. Because when you make a video, you don't get that instant gratification. You can know you made a fire video, kind of like my going to the most racist town in America video. Like, I know that was a fire video, but it took like a month plus to get it edited and perfect. And then when I posted it, it didn't pop off at first. It was actually a 10 out of 10. And then over time, it grew and grew and grew, and it did what I thought it was going to do. But it wasn't instant gratification. Whereas when you stream, you can have streams where right out the gate you have, thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of people watching you then and there, and then people are clipping you like right away and stuff like that. And you get that instant gratification. But I'm realizing that's not good for me. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's bad for everybody, because you got people like Queso and Jinxie and a bunch of other streamers who can stream and not, causing controversies and just keep entertaining. But, genuinely, I'm not that guy, pal. I'm gonna be real. And so, like, I'm not on here, apologizing or anything, because I don't owe you guys an apology. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't affect any of y'all. But I do want to say that I see where I was wrong 1,000%. And to the people I do want to apology to, I've given them to them, to the boys who got arrested. They're all 18 plus, by the way. I know a lot of people are saying that they were minors, they're all 18 plus, but still, I put them in that situation, and they didn't have to be. And at the end of the day, I shouldn't have ever been there. With my values as a Christian, I haven't been moving like that, man. And I've been falling back to my old self. And I've seen some of you guys in the comment section like calling it out, like, Jadeon, you're going back to your old self. You know what I mean? Like dibbling, dabbling in pranks and stuff like that. And even though Joe wasn't doing a good thing by squatting at his mom's house and stuff like that, at the end of the day, who am I to just troll and stuff? I have so many other better things I should be doing. Like, that time and money I spent getting that stream set up could have been for a bunch of catches. You know what I mean? Getting bad people off the streets. And so what I'm here to just pretty much say is the shenanigans are stopping. The shenanigans are over. And genuinely, like, this was a very humbling experience that I really needed. And I genuinely think if this didn't happen, it just would have continued, you know what I mean? And who knows, it could have been something worse. It could have been something horrible that I could never come back from, you know what I mean? So I'm just blessed that God let it be something like this, that I put myself in a situation like this to where I can actually rebound and do better. And you know what? Genuinely, to the Woodhaven Police Department, I see where you guys are coming from, like, bro, you're a small town, and you got this YouTuber having fans coming all over the place and stuff like that. You guys have never probably had anything like that happen in your town before. And, quiet towns like to stay quiet. And, to Officer Mitchell, I called you out of your name multiple times. You feel me? Like, if I was a cop, I would arrest somebody too if I was going to call out of my name like that. So, genuinely, I feel like there's a lot of blame to go around, and I feel like a lot of the blame has to be pointed right back at me. It has to be directed at me, and it rightfully so, man. Bro, I'm getting spammed up with I'm a multimillionaire, and genuinely, like, bro, keep it coming. Genuinely, it doesn't bother me like that, because it humbled me. It humbled me. The whole situation humbled me, and I'm just, the reason why I titled the video what I titled it is because I'm never gonna stream again. Genuinely, I love streaming, but it's just too much bad comes with it, and I don't know how to control myself. And so the best way to control myself is to distance myself. And so I just can't stream anymore, and I won't stream anymore, because I actually want to be here for the betterment of society. And what I was doing during that stream wasn't for the betterment of society. Now police resources are being wasted, and judicial resources are being wasted. And bro, I've dropped 6+ figures on fighting this legally. You know what I mean? And it's just all just unnecessary garbage. And it was garbage content too. And the crazy thing is from 2024 to now, I was making good content, getting actual bad people off the streets. And it's just crazy that I told myself that wasn't enough, and I think it's just, kind of just seeing all my friends, like seeing Canel do his thing with streaming, seeing Kai, seeing people I know like Speed, and all of them doing their thing with streaming, and it's like, oh man, I'm like, I want to go back, and it's like I'm tempting myself, and then I always just like go back into the streaming stuff when really I should have left that alone, because you guys remember the video where I said that I was done bothering society, and bro, look at what I was doing, just bothering society, being a nuisance, you know what I mean? And I was blessed to find something that wasn't nuisance, actually cleaning up the streets, getting predators off the streets, and instead of just sticking with that and doing that, I got distracted and I got greedy, and I wanted to go back into doing, slop content. And genuinely, I don't think if I went through the situation, I think I would have kept on making the slop content. And genuinely, I think if I would have kept on making this slop content, who knows, I could have affected somebody seriously, like where it would be irreparable and couldn't be fixed. So I quit streaming, I quit nuisance stuff, I quit all that, and I genuinely just want to do good for society. I want to make society better, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I just came out here to say that. And one other thing I've also realized is, bro, I'm gonna be real, y'all. I gotta I don't know, man. It's like I got a temper on me. I really do. And people that watch my streams, you guys see it all the time where it's like I get triggered. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, the officers were just doing their jobs and I was just getting triggered. And I was acting like a Karen. You know, I had a Karen moment. I feel like we're all due for a Karen moment, but, you know, mine was on camera. And luckily, you know, I feel like we all go through moments like this in life. Not like mine, but we all go through moments like this in life where we're not our best self. But, you know, not everybody has their best self put on camera to millions of people. And genuinely, I wish everybody could have that experience because when you have that happen, it makes you do reflection. And so, you know what? Weirdly enough, bro, I want to go back to Woodhaven and I want to catch a pred there. I want to actually have a good relationship in that city. If you guys are still calling them or causing them any ruckus or anything, please stop. Do not do that on my behalf. Just do not do that at all, man. You know, they're actually out there protecting the servant. And it's a quiet neighborhood, you know what I mean? And I made it not quiet. I'll be honest. And this isn't any PR damage or anything because, you know, I'm going to be real with you guys. Genuinely, like, the situation didn't affect anything. You know, if I was clout demon off of it, I would have just been like, oh, yeah, kind of like what I was doing before, you know, making jokes about it and stuff like that. But now I'm realizing that I don't want to do this. You know, I want to mature. I was maturing, then I let myself regress, and now I want to keep on maturing. And I want to move on from this. And just because I want to move on from it doesn't mean you guys have to move on for it. I really don't care what you guys do because, like I was saying earlier, I realized I have a fragile ego, bro. I have a fragile ego where like, I let comments and things people say affect me. And so I saw something that Scarlett Johansson said, and it's crazy. Like she also said that she has a fragile ego. So the way she combats it, she just doesn't read comments about herself. And I realized like the last couple of days, I feel like the reason I got to this point is because I haven't been reading comments. It's because I haven't been looking at videos about me talking about the situation, and it's letting me come to a more clear view. Because I feel like if I was watching that content, you know, you guys see me react to other people talking about me, and, you know, I get all riled up and stuff like that. And it's like, bro, why am I triggering myself? You know, no one told me to react to these videos and stuff like that or anything, you know? And so, like, when I post this video, I'm not gonna read comments or anything. This isn't for any damage control stuff. So you guys can say whatever you want in comments. I'm not gonna read it because I'm gonna be real, I can't handle it. But you know what I can handle? I can handle these preds, and I can handle making a difference in society. And that's what I'm gonna keep on doing. And yeah, so I guess, you know what? I do want to say one thing. I do want to apologize for one thing, and that is I apologize for the distractions. I apologize for the slop content, and I apologize for pretty much forgetting about the mission. You know what I mean? This mission is so much more important than that slop content that I was posting. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. We're going to be back on the mission. We're going to be posting prey catches, and we're going to be going forward and doing our thing with a higher velocity and with a higher ferocity. I think that's the word I was looking for. And so I appreciate you guys, man. If you guys have no idea what's going on with this, go check out Cold Blue's video. You guys can see me getting arrested and stuff. That pretty much breaks down the whole thing. But we're on to better things. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm on to better things. I'm on to just doing pretty much the status quo, the usual, catching preds and posting it and then dipping off. And you guys are going to see, like, I'm going to, if you guys see me raging in a prey catch or whatever, it's probably an old one. But I'm going to be watching myself even while I'm dealing with police. Like, if a police officer isn't taking our evidence seriously, it's like, bro, being calm, cool, and collected is way better than having a screaming match and stuff like that. And, you know, the Bible says, be harmless as a dove and wise as a serpent. And I haven't been moving like that. But I've been yapping now. I really don't got anything else to say. That's all I got to say, man. So I appreciate you guys. And no more slop content, no more streams. So if you guys been enjoying the streams, no more, man. It's just going to be straight prey content and nothing else, man. You guys don't need to know about my life. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I don't know anything about your guys' lives. You feel me? And, you know, I'm not in charge of your guys' entertainment. The only thing I'm in charge with is trying to get as many preds as I can as possible. That's it. You know, I'm not here to make you laugh. I'm not here to, like, you know, I'm not here to do any of that. And I realize that now. You know, I'm not the same Gideon. And I was trying to go back to be the old Gideon, trying to go back to being prime Gideon. But, you know, prime Gideon is growing up and realizing that, hey, the stuff that I found them using as a boy shouldn't be the same stuff I find them using as a man. And, bro, believe it or not, 25. I know I look old as hell, but I'm 25 years old. You feel me? I need to grow up. I need to take accountability. And I need to mature. I need to actually be here for the betterment of society and not for the worse. And the best thing I know how to do to better society is getting people trying to hurt kids off the streets. So yeah, y'all, that's it. That's the end of my TED Talk. Sorry about the distractions. And Woodhaven Police Department, after all this legal stuff is all situated, bro, I would love to do something with you guys and work with your guys' department and potentially help better your guys' community. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we cross it. So yeah, without any further ado, peace, y'all.